yesterday we were talking about Anthony Joshua.
We were talking about the heavyweight division.
Yeah. And you were very vocal about quite a lot of the things that we were saying. No, but I'm just the ultimate professional. I wouldn't slag off anyone.
You didn't slag off anyone.
And anyone on the back of that show, Tony Bellew, former champion of the world, phoned up. Apparently wanted to talk to you, Benny. I don't know really what about, but obviously we were off air, so we invited him back on. We don't know what he's phoned up for, so we invited him back on today's show. Tony Bellew, how are you?
How are you, boys?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you, Sir Tony?
I'm sitting here. Don't be giving it that, lads. I'm not soft. I wasn't born yesterday. You're absolute cars here.
No,
I want to hear the opinion. I want to hear the opinions of what you're saying. Yesterday, you were giving AJ all the stick in the world.
Yeah.
He's absolutely leathered him now. You've got to understand. You know, I shouldn't know whether I should comment on this because I'm sitting here watching my son play football. He's at Everton and I'm watching him train at the minute.
Why don't you get him to a proper club like Liverpool, Tone?
Oh, you
are asking for trouble. You are starting it now, aren't you, lad? I swear to God. Listen, I'm retired, but I can come out of retirement real quick for someone like you, mate.
Yeah, we can all talk a good fight on the telephone, can't we?
Oh, listen, lad. I do a lot more action than I do talking. Lad. You should know that by now. Right, forget about that.
Okay.
So, I just heard a couple of bits involved and I thought AJ's getting a lot of stick. And listen, it's not just off you guys at the minute. It's off journalists in general. Now, you understand that we get paid. Well, I used to get paid and he does get paid to get punched in the face. Now, someone out of the blue wants to pay you to not get punched in the face and pay you £15 million to watch a fight. Is that not common sense to say, I'll have a look at that? Where does that not? Where does common sense not come into play there?
Well, my answer was, and I'll tell you now my answer, is that he wouldn't be taking the money to never get punched in the face. He'll be taking the money to have another fight where he's going to get punched in the face and earn more money. And my view is that I think he's got more chance of winning the fight against Usyk than he would have against Tyson Fury. And I think all boxers have ambition rather than money. That's the most important thing, ambition over money.
Of course. But you have to understand also, he's been world champion.
But my thinking is, if it's more about ambition than money for someone like Anthony Joshua, and he's got more chance of becoming heavyweight champion of the world against Usyk than Tyson Fury, then why would you step aside? If it's not about money.
Because listen, it's always about money to a certain extent, because at the end of the day, it's called prize fighting, it's called professional boxing, and the reason it's called professional boxing is because we get paid to do it. So, although I didn't turn professional for money, I turned professional to one day become world champion. But believe you me, when you've been in the game as long as they have, and you've gone through what he's been through, money becomes a huge factor. And it's very important as well.
But he's got money, Tone. He's got money.
Of course, he's got 100, mate. He's worth well over 100 million quid. I'm good on him. He deserves every single penny. The lad's been the quickest rising star in heavyweight boxing's history. No one's risen to the level he's risen to as quickly and in his little fights since Mike Tyson. No one's done it that quickly before. As I've said before, this guy won an Olympic gold medal in record speed with the amount of fights he's had. He then goes on to become unified heavyweight champion in record speed. You know, he's defended that title. He's lost, he's come back, he's won it again. He's received record amounts of money, taking boxing to a place where it had never been before in Saudi Arabia. And then he has one bad night at the office against Alexander Usyk and things don't go right. And all of a sudden he's labelled as, and I'm hearing some journalists saying, oh, he's not good enough, he's crap, he's this, he's that. Are people on the same planet? Did you watch what I watched? This is a lad who was he crap when he was knocking out Vladimir Klitschko? Was he crap when he was defeating undefeated world champion Joseph Parker? So where's this all? I just don't get where this all comes from, because he had one bad night against the greatest cruiserweight who's ever put on a pair of gloves, by the way. Not just, like, everyone in the building he's just a cruiserweight, you know, AJ's the biggest strong man. He's not just a cruiserweight. And believe me, I know, because I speak from experience, this guy's a machine. He's unbelievably talented and unbelievably good. Now, I get where you guys are coming from. I know what you're going to say, Benty. He shouldn't take it, or he shouldn't do this. But guys, it's 15 million quid to watch a fight, and you're going to fight the winner. That's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I was going to say to you, Tone, is that I heard you speak before the first fight, and I almost felt like you wanted to say that you felt Usyk was going to win without saying it, because I listened to a lot of people talking about boxing, and you kind of broke it down and said a lot of people thought AJ was just going to walk through this fight, beat him, and move on to the next. Kind of, they were looking past him to get to that Fury fight. But you were quite vocal about how good this guy is.
Yeah. I was plenty because I know firsthand now. I'm friends with AJ. I went in, I watched his last sparring session. I watched him do 12 rounds with 3 different opponents. And he boxed, and we spoke about it and stuff like that. Now, I went on air before this fight and I said, he cannot box Alexander Usyk. And I told anyone who would listen, he can't box with this boy. This boy is the best chess player in boxing. He's unbelievably talented and gifted. And I've gone on record to say the only thing that's going to beat this boy is sheer size. No one's a better boxer than Alexander Usyk. I don't care who. And that includes Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is not technically better than Alexander Usyk. Tyson Fury cannot do the things Alexander Usyk can do. But what Tyson Fury can do is be 6'9", be super good on his feet, and use the reach and attributes that he has to basically nullify everyone in the division. He's too big to beat. It's as simple as that, guys. And he's so big, but yet still so agile and still can do certain things. That's why he's the best heavyweight in the world.
So going back to what we just said, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Can I have a one-word answer for both of them?
Of course you can.
Okay. Question number 1: what's more important right now to Anthony Joshua, £15 million or getting his belts back?
Belts back, obviously.
Okay. Question number 2. Hold on. Question number 2: who's he got more chance of beating to get his belts back, Usyk or Fury?
Styles make fights, and both fights are different. The way it looks, we've seen Tyson Fury on the floor numerous times to a lot lesser punches than Anthony Joshua.
But who would you say has got more chance of beating?
Based on that last fight, it's very hard to pick against Usyk, but I know what Anthony Joshua's got in his locker. I know what Anthony Joshua can possibly do. If Anthony Joshua jumps on anyone, gets close and lets 4 or 5 punches go and hits you clean, he's going to do you. Okay. I don't care whether it's Tyson Fury or whether it's Alexander Usyk.
But you know your boxing. So who would you say has got more chance of beating, Usyk or Fury?
It's hard because it's not. I know you want to break it down; it'd be as simple as that, but it's not. It's just not as simple as that because styles make fights. Alexander Usyk is so hard to beat. Listen, he's not going to beat him if he boxes him like he did last time. That's what I will say. But if he goes in there and roughs him up and gets close and makes a hard fight of it, he'd probably knock him out. But he's capable of knocking out any heavyweight in the world. I actually think style-wise, Tyson Fury is the better fight for Anthony Joshua than Alexander Usyk because he's so big, you cannot miss him. I know he's good on his feet. I know he's a lovely boxer, but he's 6'9". I don't want to swear because I'm live on radio, but he's 6'9". He's huge. You can't miss him. So that for me is the better fight for AJ.
But yes, one's he got more chance of winning?
I know what you're saying, but that's just
because we know the answer. We all know the answer. He's got more chance of beating Usyk.
Why do you think? Why do you say?
Because I think Tyson Fury is number 1.
Okay, well, if Usyk just gets on his bike, no, he hasn't got more chance of beating Usyk. If Usyk just wants to get on his bike, now you guys won't know. You guys won't. Did you watch Usyk versus a guy called Murat Gassiev? Did anyone watch that fight?
I watched that fight.
Well, you will understand that Murat Gassiev is a lot faster on his feet than almost every heavyweight. And Murat Gassiev couldn't get it within an inch of Alexander Usyk that night when he fights him for all the cruiserweight titles. Now, if Alexander Usyk adopts them tactics that he chooses against Gassiev, ain't no one beating him. Well, but the thing is with Tyson Fury, because he's 6'9", and I'll stress it again, you can't beat someone who's that big and has that much advantage over you. But if AJ faces Usyk and he performs like he did against Gassiev, you're not touching him. That's what I'm saying, guys. Style, it's so hard. You can't just say, well, does he beat him or does he not beat him? Or which one's the easier fight? Because it depends which game plan Usyk goes in with. If Usyk goes in to the rematch with AJ with the game plan that he showed the first time, I think Usyk could get knocked out. But then AJ has to change drastically. So there's so many tangibles that need to take place. The thing with Fury is, you know what he's going to do. You know what he's going to do. He's going to make the fight ugly. He's going to use that 20-stone weight advantage and that size advantage to his benefit, which he should do because he's a brilliant fighter and he's the most relaxed heavyweight in the game. That's why he never gets tired. That's why he can climb off the floor again and again because he relaxes in the ring. He loves being there, mate. Fighting's natural to him. AJ is an explosive power athlete, and that means he tires same way as David Haye used to. It's the style of fights that they are, guys. These are explosive athletes with immense amounts of power, but that power doesn't last forever. and you've got to manage it. And this is why he didn't go all out in the fight last time. But he's got to figure a way out of being able to jump on a fighter and utilise that speed and strength and that power and that explosiveness.
So Tone, do you think, so are them three, in your opinion then, Usyk, Joshua and Fury, way ahead of the rest? I'm talking about Dillian White.
No, Benty, they're not. No, they're not. They're not way ahead of the rest. Do you know why? Because, let me just say something. Dillian White is a problem for anyone. And I mean anyone. Purely based on the fact of he's big, he's strong, he's brave and can punch. With all them attributes in your pack, you're a problem. No one's just getting in the ring and chilling Dillian White unless you take one first. Yes, we can all land a mega punch and you can hit the lottery punch like Povetkin did. Like, I never... That's a once-in-a-career time punch. Povetkin was out twice on his feet, down twice already, and just closes his eyes, throws a haymaker, hopes for the best, and guess what? He's won the lottery. That only happens once in a career, guys. But for Dillian White, he's a problem for anyone. Trust me, he'll get in your face. He's not technically the best, but as I've said before, he's brave, he's strong, he's durable, and he will make it a hard fight for anyone, Tyson Fury included. He knows deep down, Fury, Dillian White ain't no joke. He's a problem. Okay. He's a proper problem.
So listen, we'll let you go. We know you're busy. You mentioned your boys playing for the young kids at Everton there, but thanks for coming on. My advice would be maybe get your son involved with the club that will be playing Premier League football next season.
Shut up, you. Listen, I'll tell you just before I go, I can't wait till one of you bump into today's you pair of dopes.
We know the answer is Fury.
Goldstein, lad. Listen, Goldstein. Yeah. Your card's marked now. Your card's marked, lad. Yeah, you're going to have to see me again soon. I can't wait to hear this big man talk when we bump into each other, big man.
Yeah, we can all talk the talk on the telephone, can't we?
Honestly,
we can all walk the walk in front of thousands and thousands live on box office as well, lads. I don't know which one you've done, but I know which one I've done. I'll see you soon.
Thanks so much for coming on,
Cheers, Tone.
Keep it up, lad. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.